The life that I'm creating happens one choice at a time. Hey guys, and welcome back to another entry in the Solitude Diaries. I'm Michelle Brianna, and I am so glad to have you here. If this is your first time, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. It really is such a warmth added to my heart to know that these talks that I am having with myself are really beneficial and allow others to also feel seen and feel heard. So, for today's entry, I want to talk about an affirmation that I've been repeating to myself lately. And the affirmation is, the life that I'm creating happens one choice at a time. And this affirmation has been really serving me and filling me for the last couple of weeks. I've been needing to be reminded about the fact that the life that we are creating really does happen in our choices and in the decisions that we make. And whether we realize it or not, we have a lot more say and a lot more control in our lives than we tend to give ourselves credit for. Now, there are things that are going to happen in your life that are going to be completely outside of your control. Like for me, for example, I sustained an injury earlier this year and ended up having to have surgery on my spine. And it has been a challenging year, to say the least, in multiple ways. It has affected me, obviously physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It has really taken me outside of myself because I am existing in a body that is in pain so often. And anyone who experiences chronic pain, or if you have some type of chronic illness, I know you understand this, how it can become this invisible disability that you have, and you may not outwardly be showing that you're suffering, but internally you are dealing with the ailments of whatever it is that you're navigating through. And so that situation obviously was not something that I would have expected, and it's not something that I would have chosen for myself. But I'm being reminded almost daily now that life really is happening for you and it's not happening to you. And while I could look at the situation that happened in my life and be consumed in why me, and I definitely was in that space. That is where I was when everything happened, and then navigating through the months after the surgery, and now being in recovery and still being in pain and all of these things. You start to just get in your head about why me. And when I look back now and really reflect over the last few months, I can see how this happened for me. I'm able to see how being in the situation that I was in, where I was basically sat down, it allowed me to be able to focus my energy into creating and building a brand and a business that I want to put out into the world. Now, I have not officially launched yet, but anyone who has created something knows that there's so much that goes on behind the scenes in the lead up to you putting it out into the world. And I had a lot of internal work that I needed to do in order to step into this role. I had a lot of foundational things that I needed to really sit with and be with. And one thing about me is that I need to feel a sense of clarity before moving forward with things, and it needs to feel good to me in my body. So if something doesn't feel right to me, I listen to that. I listen to my intuition. And so it's taken me some time to really be in this space to create what it is that I'm creating. And I really don't believe I would have been able to have the time and the space to sit and build this thing in the way that I've been able to do it if the injury had not happened. Because prior to the injury, I started this year with the intention of selling my condo and then spending this year traveling. So my intention was to be on the move, on the go, and seeing the world, experiencing the world, and doing all sorts of adventures. And it would have been really difficult to be building something while being so mobile and moving. And I really truly believe that the universe came in and was like, girl, you need to sit down. You need to sit and you need to chill. And this is what it is that you need to do. And as I've been reflecting over this year, and as this affirmation has come up for me, I'm being reminded of how much the life that we're creating happens in our choices. I could have not listened to this inkling that I was having, this intuitive feeling that I was having that was telling me, Michelle, it's time to kind of sit and let's really figure out what it is that you need to do. And so the decisions that I was making during those times where I was in recovery, they were very much centered around business and spirituality and doing shadow work and being reflective and introspective and really putting myself in community with other people who are also building businesses or have businesses, specifically soul-led businesses. And had I not made those decisions and made those choices, I know that my life would look very differently now. And this affirmation has really helped to keep me on track in reminding myself about the life that I know that I want for myself. And I think it really starts there. It starts with visualizing and daydreaming and really thinking about what is the life that I want to create for myself? What is the life that I envision myself having? Because knowing the answer to that question, it gives you a map. It gives you a sense of direction. So if I know that I'm trying to go north, then the decisions that I'm going to make to get me there are all going to be things that are going to get me to go north. But without knowing what that direction is, how can you properly make decisions and choices for your life that align with that vision that you have? So I've really been contemplating lately and really been in the state of visualizing and daydreaming and meditating on the life that I want for myself. And the more that I think about it and the more that I tap into that energy, the more realistic it starts to feel and the more doable and attainable it starts to feel. And then naturally, the choices that I'm making are aligning myself with that vision. It's aligning myself with being able to make choices that are going to bring me closer to that reality, since that is the reality that I want for myself. So I want all of us to remember this innate power that we have within ourselves through our power of choice. Choice is everything. And the more aware you become about the choices that you're making, the better you can be at making aligned choices for yourself. So I hope this serves as a reminder to you that you do have a say in what is unfolding for you. And while we cannot control everything that's going to happen externally and outside of ourselves, we are always in control of what's happening internally. And we can decide to do something different. So I leave you with this question today to contemplate on and really think about, and I would love to hear about it in the comments. What is the reality that you are creating for yourself? What does it look like? And how can you start making decisions to align yourself with bringing that reality into fruition. So that's today's entry. I hope you guys are having a great week. And if not, I hope that your week gets a bit better, or that you have at least a moment of joy in your life today. And I'll catch you guys next time on the Solitude Diaries. Bye.